Hi everyone, it's Susan with Furry Feline Monsters of Mass Destruction. I hope everyone is doing well. And if you aren't, I hope you soon will be. I've tried to wait for the ninja kittens to totally settle down, but Utah seems to be a bit restless this evening. So we'll just see how this goes as usual. Tonight's story from Angel Cats, Divine Messengers of Comfort, by Alan and Linda Anderson, copyright 2004, is titled Harley, the cat who changed a facility into a home. We're on page 18 of chapter 1. Margie Broderick of Madison, Tennessee contributed this story. I work at the Madison Healthcare and Rehabilitation Center, a long-term and rehabilitation center in Nashville. It was there that I first met the abandoned kitten, whom we staff members named Harley. Harley seemed to arrive at exactly the right time. Our previous resident cat had left a vacancy, and Harley, who became a specialist in offering love and comfort, seemed destined to take over the job. I call Harley's work at the nursing home a job because a resident cat needs to have a loving, sensitive nature to do this kind of work. Our previous cat hadn't enjoyed caring for people. She disliked being touched and would dart outdoors at every opportunity. But from the minute Harley arrived, he simply took over the previous cat's role and in the process transformed our facility into a home. What are the requirements of Harley's job that he fulfills so well? First, he willingly allows anyone to hold him at any time. I take Harley with me from room to room and let the residents pet him. He enjoys the interaction. As their gnarled fingers stroke his beautiful smoky gray fur, he looks up at them lovingly with his bright golden eyes. There is almost no limit to what Harley will tolerate if he thinks it will make someone feel better. But when Harley gets a bit tired of the attention, he looks at me with an expression that says, I've had enough now. As I am the nursing home's activity director, it's up to me to give Harley a break then, and I do. Second, Harley has forged a unique relationship with each resident and staff member. For example, he likes to ride on the shoulders of one of the LPNs. That's a licensed professional nurse. As he makes his rounds, he greets another nurse by jumping onto her car after she parks in the lot. He has the capacity to determine what each person needs and when. Without reservation, he then gives it to them. But perhaps the most important aspect of Harley's job is to spread his love around to people who need him most. Although he has no favorites, if someone doesn't feel well or is about to make a transition, Harley seems to sense that he is needed. He goes to the person's room and offers extra compassion and companionship, no matter how ill the patients are. They appreciate the fact that Harley is at their side, serving as a feline guardian angel. I beg your pardon. Miss Ann was one of our spry residents until she suddenly became very ill. For 2 weeks, Harley curled up at the foot of her bed almost constantly. But when Miss Ann required privacy, such as when an assistant needed to change her undergarments, Harley would leave the room like a perfect gentleman. He would discreetly stroll into the hallway and wait patiently outside Miss Ann's door until he could return. As soon as the assistant left, Harley would resume his vigil. Even in the hours after Miss Ann had passed away, Harley stayed in her room and brought great comfort to the deceased woman's 2 daughters. Another time, Harley sensed that Mr. Clarence's condition had taken a downturn. The cat went to Mr. Clarence's room and sat on the chair next to the dying man's bed. There he stayed, waiting calmly, quietly, and angelically as Mr. Clarence crossed the threshold between life and death. When Mr. John was terminally ill, Harley took on the mission of making the sick man laugh. The cat tumbled, chased his tail, and performed antics on the windowsill, always bringing a smile to Mr. John's face. The staff marveled at how much joy Harley brought to Mr. John, even though Mr. John knew that his situation was very serious. Harley's visits lightened his load. Our easygoing Harley understands how to relax and be in the moment. He is a great stress reliever for the hard-working caretakers on our staff and a role model who teaches us how to take life in stride. Every day, Harley reminds me that humans and animals are living beings who share this complex fabric of life. Feeling Harley brush gently against my leg during a stressful meeting, or watching him leap boldly yet gracefully onto a table and stretch out languidly, inviting me to stroke his fur, helps relieve the tensions of my day. When I glance at Harley, in a deep, peaceful sleep on the floor of his kitty house with his feet dangling over the edge, I'm reminded that life is to be taken seriously, but not too seriously. I hope that all of us who find peace and unconditional love through animals will be fortunate enough to have the comfort of a Harley in our final hours. Meditation. Are there cats who have shown you how to listen, how to be present, and how to give what's needed without expecting anything in return? Thank you for being here for our reading of tonight's story, Harley, from Angel Cats. Divine Messengers of Comfort, by Alan and Linda Anderson, a collection of stories. I know you already know, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I love you all very much. Thank you for your continued support of furry feline monsters of mass destruction. From the boss, all the kitty cats, and me.